The Beat Diggers have taken the field this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field with 4 regular season games remaining, including today. Tomorrow they'll host Eaton at 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSLR.com. And then on Thursday, they will be on the road against Eaton at 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSLR.com. And Chris Brom will have to call that game. No radio on Saturday. Keep in mind, no radio for the non-league finale on Saturday when the Beat Diggers are in Fort Collins against Liberty Common. We will have, of course, the Beat Diggers in the upcoming district playoffs. That'll be a week from Saturday, May the 14th, as the Beat Diggers once again try to get to the state tournament, but they'll have to do it on the road. And that's something that Brush, since they went to the double elimination format, has done only once. That was back in 2008 when Brush went in as a 19 seed. They beat the 14 seed Olathe and then knocked off the 30th seed Colorado Springs Christian, which had upset the 3 seed Bishop Matchbuff earlier in that tournament. Hirschfeld here on the top of the first inning will be facing Landon Ford, Austin Stone, and Adam Bookman. The opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design.
Eagles in the top of the first inning.
So here we go with the Beat Diggers throwing their ace, and Faith Christian with their right-handed hitting second baseman Landon Ford. There was some moisture here on this field that basically got swept off. And it's in perfect playing condition. The only water is down the left field line in foul territory behind the Beat Digger dugout. The pitch, fastball, is right down the middle for a strike just above the knees to Landon Ford. Here's the wind by Hirschfeld in the 0-1. And that is a strike at the knees. Took something off it. No balls and 2 strikes. Now let's see if BJ's got that out pitch. 0-2 to Ford. And the offering. Swinging a foul to the screen. Count remains at 0-2. Hirschfeld has had really no trouble this year with control. He can really get ahead of hitters with a lot of efficiency. The pitch and the changeup is down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Took a lot off that pitch. That's been one of his out pitches. He used that in Sterling successfully. Hirschfeld ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the opening hitter. Landon Ford gets the sign and the offering. Swung on and grounded to the third baseman. Mount to his left. Fields and throws to first for the out. Good play there by Trent Mount, and a ball hit fairly hard. Pretty hard on the left side.
Number 23, Austin Stone.
Here's Austin Stone, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Got to play that solid defense. We say that every time, but the Beat Diggers have not been consistent defensively this year. Here's the wind and the pitch, and the fastball is right there down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Now, BJ will not give in down in the count, but certainly ahead in the count. He'll pound the strike zoner even with the first pitch. And the 0-1 offering. Changeup is down and in. Sometimes it takes him a while to locate that changeup, as is the case with many pitchers in the early going. Getting those full arsenal of pitches to work. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stone digs back in from the right side, hitting with a closed stance. That front foot closer to the plate than the back foot. And the pitch. And he went on that breaking ball. Looked like he went. They should appeal over there. He did, yeah. On a ball in the dirt that bounces away from Garcilaso. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Austin Stone. BJ got too much of the plate on the ball hit by the previous hitter Ford, but good defensive play by Mount was the key in getting that out. And the pitch. Swung on and hit down the right field side. A long run for Ryan Fergus. Second baseman makes the catch along the line. An excellent play there by Jaron Peterson to flag it down. And there's two down.
Now batting center fielder number 10, Adam Bookman.
Yeah, that was an outstanding play there. That ball didn't travel much, and with the speed that Peterson had, he was able to make the play rather easily. Two down for Bookman. Another right-handed hitter, a senior. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup in the dirt. No balls and one strike. That's the key. Make your strikes look like balls and your balls look like strikes. Here's the wind and the 0-1. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by Bookman. It's 0-2. And BJ looks very sharp early. No balls, two strikes. Gets a sign from Garcilaso. And delivers. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a fastball up in the zone. Count remains at 0-2. Two down, the bases empty in the top of the first inning. BJ gets the sign here from Garcilaso. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to third, and Mounts has got it. Long throw to first is going to be right there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as Trent Mount makes two. Very good defensive plays. Let's head to the bottom of the first. In Brush, Faith Christian does not score, and the Beat Diggers are coming to bat. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Faith Christian does not score, as B.J. Hirschfeld retires the side in order. The Beat Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan, with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush, available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan. Batting first, the left fielder Matt Coe. The pitcher B.J. Hirschfeld at second. Baby Matos Garcia, the shortstop, bats third. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Aaron Williams. Ryan Fergus, the right fielder, hits fifth. Second baseman Jaron Peterson bats sixth. Trent Mount, the third baseman, at seventh. The DH is Ryan Dunker, and Justin Griffith, the center fielder, bats ninth. Defensively, Corey Farrows at first. The second baseman for Faith Christian is Landon Ford. Over at third, it's Macklin Brockmeyer. The shortstop is Austin Stone. Michael Gubanich in left. The center fielder is Adam Bookman. Gabe Hegarty in right. Behind the plate is Sean Hyman. And right-hander, make it lefty, A.J. Stevens, who pitched last year, is on the hill. Threw quite a bit against Brush and was looking good before struggling in the big sixth inning for the Beat Diggers. Pitches outside to Matt Coe. Batting for the left side, 1-0. Swung on and line towards the second baseman and caught. No, right over the second baseman's glove. It got blocked off there as Landon Ford took a leap, and Coe gets a base hit on a ball fisted out there.
Batting pitcher number 11, B.J. Hirschfeld.
So the Beat Diggers already have a man on in Matt Coe, and here's Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld had a big base hit against Platte Valley, tying the game at 1 in the fifth inning. Then the Beat Diggers exploded for 8 more runs thereafter. Here's the stretch. Hirschfeld awaiting the pitch. One-step lead for Coe against the left-hander Stevens. And snap throw to first. Coe back in diving. This is a critical game for Brush if they look to move up in the rankings and in a better playoff position, a higher one, come the postseason. Stretch by Stevens. Long pause. And the pitch. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. You got a lot of aluminum on deck and in the hole. Matos Garcia leading the team in RBIs. Aaron Williams hitting over 400. That's been the case for much of the season, leading the Beat Diggers in that category. Stretch by the left-hander Stevens. Long pause and the 1-0 pitch. And the breaking ball is a beauty right there, thigh high down the middle. The count is level at 1-1 to B.J. Hirschfeld. Stevens gets a sign. Long pause, a stretch. And the pitch. And that fastball's a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. BJ's got to protect here against a very solid southpaw. Coe with about a 2-step lead. Stevens gets the sign. Long pause and just a step off, no throw. Hirschfeld retired Faith Christian in order in the first inning without the benefit of a strikeout, but doesn't matter how you get him out. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bloom away with a fastball in the inner half. And there's one down in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up baby Maltos Garcia.
Arnaldo Maltos Garcia.
Baby hit 3 home runs in the early going this season. No longer has the same power surge, but still leads the team in home runs and RBIs. In fact, the B-Diggers really are not a home run hitting team like they were last year. Short lead, the pitch, and the breaking ball is just outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the senior shortstop, Arnoldo baby Maltos Garcia. Cole led off with a flare just over the second baseman's glove. 1 ball, no strikes, a very short lead at first. Yeah, Stevens does not work quickly with a man on base. The pitch swung on. That ball is driven into deep left field, going back towards the track, and it is gone. It's a home run for baby. A 2-run shot for Arnoldo Maltos Garcia.
Home run for number 12.
His 4th of the year.
Garcia.
And the B-Diggers lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. That thing was tagged. He got ahead of the fastball, and Michael Gubanich ran out of room.
Now batting first baseman, number 4, Aaron Williams.
And here is Aaron Williams. That's going to be a confidence booster for the B-Digger. Shortstop, baby Maltos Garcia. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on. That is driven into right center field. Should be an easy play for Bookman to his left. Makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Two down here for Ryan Fergus.
Now batting right fielder, number 13, Ryan Fergus.
Fergie in the last game against Platte Valley had 2 hits. Here's the wind and pitch. Swag and a miss and a fastball diving down in the zone. It's 0-1. Stevens gets the sign and the offering. Fastball rides inside. Count levels at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Oh, man, pulled the string on that one big time. Count sitting at 1-2. He might be looking for that same pitch. The offering. Fastball is up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Ryan Fergus with 2 down. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. Not a play on the right side. Count stays at 2-2. Yeah, Stevens would have been the winning pitcher if he did not run into trouble last year. But all of a sudden the B-Diggers got to him with that experienced lineup after trailing for much of the game. Again, we'll see a 2-2 to Ryan Fergus, the B-Digger right fielder, the pitch. And that is just outside on the changeup. Man, that barely missed. Lucky he didn't get rung up there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fergie digs back in. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball up in the zone. 2 strikeouts for Stevens here in the bottom of the first inning. But the B-Diggers get a run on 2 hits. One of them a 2-run homer from Baby. As he said hasta la vista to that one over the left field fence. And the B-Diggers lead Faith Christian 2-0 as we head to the second on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush 2, Faith Christian nothing as we head to the second inning on Arnoldo Matos Garcia's 2-run shot at the bottom of the first inning. And due up for Faith Christian will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. The left-hander hitting A.J. Stevens, followed by Michael Gubanich and Gabe Hegarty. Against the right-hander, B.J. Hirschfeld. Last year, these teams combined for 24 runs, with Brush winning 14-10. The pitch, and that is a strike right down the middle. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Might have taken something off of that pitch. Change of pace is a key for Hirschfeld, as is location with every pitcher. Here's the wind, the offering, and that breaking ball is outside. I say a breaking ball, but that had the look of a changeup as well. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcilaso lays down the sign. And the pitch, changeup, is just a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike to A.J. Stevens. And the offering, swing and a miss on a fastball just below the letters. 2-2. Hirschfeld knows if he gets that pitch working, that'll make the changeup that much more effective. The offering, and he short-armed that changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To the opening hitter here on the top of the second, A.J. Stevens for Faith Christian. Wine and offering. Swung on line, foul up the third base side on a fastball tailing in and around the knees. Remains at 3-2. Yeah, Faith has tons of experience from last year's team, which didn't get out of the district tournament. But they're thinking this year could be different. Payoff pitch, and that is to the screen on the changeup. It's a walk. Garcilaso chases it down. Now the Bee Diggers will be a double play depth with Michael Gubanich stepping in. Right-handed hitter for Faith Christian.
Left fielder number 4, Michael Gubanich.
Now Faith wears those maroon pullovers. Haven't seen those in a while from certain teams. Bee Diggers and a lot of teams have those button-down shirts. Squaring to bunt, and he pops it up foul down the first base side. No balls and 1 strike to Gubanich. In case you just joined us, Baby Matos Garcia had a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning, his 4th home run of the year. That's where we stand with the Bee Diggers holding a 2-0 lead. Short lead at first for Stevens, running for himself. A lot of pitchers usually have a courtesy runner. The stretch again, squaring to bunt is Gubanich. And the pitch, now he'll swing and drive it into deep left field. Going back as Coe dives, and he made the catch to his right. Matt Coe flags it down with that incredible athleticism. And there's 1 down.
Now batting right fielder number 18, Gabe Hegarty.
Well, Brush so far is playing incredible defense. That thing had a lot of topspin on it. But Coe, the athlete that he is, was able to make a very nice play to his right. Here's Gabe Hegarty, big, strong right-handed hitter. Open stance, the stretch, and the offering. And the fastball rides inside. 1 ball and no strikes. And that's a game-changing type of play there by Matt Coe. The stretch, and the pitch runner going. Swing and a miss. Throw to second is going to be up the shortstop side, but stolen base anyway by A.J. Stevens. Now a runner in scoring position for Hegarty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Should be 1 out on the board. The stretch. And the pitch. Up and in. Took something off at 2 balls and 1 strike. Stevens off of second. And the pitch. Fastball is on the inside corner for a strike. Now well spotted there by B.J. Hirschfeld. And it's 2-2. Now looking for the 1 pitch here to retire Hegarty with the Bee Diggers up by 2 in the top of the second inning over Faith Christian. In Brush, the stretch. Looking back is B.J. The pitch. And that is inside with a changeup. Did miss. 3-2. Good take there by Hegarty. BJ being worked through here in the second inning after walking the hitter that's sitting at second base. Haggerty awaits a 3-2 offering. Here it comes. Up and away with a fastball. It's a second walk of the inning, uncharacteristically issued by Hirschfeld. But he had a base open.
Number 5, Sean Hyman.
Let's see what Sean Hyman can do with a base open. Well, no longer open, that is. Steps in from the right side. The stretch and the offering. Fastball down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. And again, getting ahead of the hitter. Now he's got to find his out pitches. No balls and 1 strike to Hyman. With 2 men on. Both reached via a free pass. The pitch. Swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Counted 0-2. Stevens at second, Haggerty at first. Well, we do have some video of baby Matos Garcia's home run. Maybe not the best call for me, but we'll have it online. And the 0-2. And that is just outside. Nearly snuck it by him. Maybe a little bit high as well. Man, that was a tough pitch to take there for Hyman, but he got away with it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. 2-0 Brush. In the top of the second inning, Garcilaso lays down the sign. The pitch. And that is a called strike 3 on the inside corner with the off-speed pitch. And there's 2 down here in the second as BJ picks up his first K.
Third baseman, number 31, Macklin Brockmeyer.
Here's Macklin Brockmeyer. Oh, that was a clutch pitch from BJ Hirschfeld. Now needs at least 1 more to get Brockmeyer. Assuming he puts it in play. The offering. Swung on, popped up on the right side in foul territory. Williams, the first baseman, giving chase. It's out of play. The walks don't hurt, obviously, if they don't score. And sometimes a walk is not a bad thing. You try to neutralize dangerous hitters, which Stevens is, and so is Haggerty at first. Brockmeyer's a first-year starter. Faith Christian still looking for their first hit here in the top of the second inning. No balls and 1 strike. On the third baseman for the Eagles, the stretch. Runners take their leads. Step off by Hirschfeld. Not a big lead there for Stevens. He might think about taking off for third. He's got speed. That's why he's out there running, despite being the pitcher. 0-1. Changeup bounces in, blocked beautifully by Garcilaso. Yeah, a lot of changeups that miss will normally be low because you pull the string on it and the ball tends to dip. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brockmeyer. BJ looks back and the pitch low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looked like he went with a fastball there, but again, he likes to change speeds to try to get the hitter off balance. That's why he's not going to strike out a ton, but he'll get him off balance. Behind the count, 2-1. Let's see if BJ throws a strike here. Up and in. The runner going to third, the throw, the tag, and it's off of Mount's glove. Here comes the run to the plate, the throw to the plate, and the slide, and he's going to be safe. That'll be an error on Mount because that ball hit him right in the glove. A stolen base for Stevens. And then he took off for the plate. And it's now 2-1. But that will be E5. The throw is a little bit high, but it should have been caught there by Mounts. He tried to lay down the tag before he had the ball in his glove. So the Bee Diggers commit the first error of the game. And Faith Christian scores without the benefit of a hit. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow left field. Matos Garcia, the shortstop, is out. The left fielder, Coe, calls him off and makes the grab. And Faith Christian is retired in the top of the second inning. However, they score a run on no hits, a Bee Digger error, and 1 left. To the bottom of the second we go. The score, Brush 2, Faith Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back in Brush. The Bee Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles 2-1. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Jaron Peterson followed by Trent Mount and Ryan Dunker against left-hander A.J. Stevens, who gave up a Matt Coe single and a two-run homer by Arnoldo Matos Garcia. The lefty looks into Peterson, and the pitch, and the fastball is down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. To Jaron Peterson. That two-run homer brought to you by MMI International. When buying a mixer feeder truck, nothing compares to the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. Foul to the screen on a fastball. Your operation deserves the best. MMI continually outperforms hands down their competitors. They're not afraid to stand behind their product. MMI International, 842-5161. Stevens had 2 strikeouts in the opening frame. And the offering. Swag and a miss. Blew the fastball right by Peterson at the knees. There's one down. And strikeout number 3.
Third baseman number 7, Trent Mount.
That's going to happen against a young lineup. Peterson, a junior. Mount, a junior. Dunker on deck as a sophomore. Griffith, a sophomore. Coe after him as a sophomore. Line and pitch. Right there. Down the middle for a strike with a fastball. Nothing but strikes so far in the second for the left-hander A.J. Stevens. Mount with an open stance. With that right heel, or that left heel, I should say, off the ground. The pitch. Fastball at the knees. It's 0-2. I think Trent thought it was a tad low. No balls and 2 strikes. Stevens gets the sign, and the pitch swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. The B-Diggers are obviously late with some of their swings. But Baby saw Stevens 1 year ago, as did B.J. Hirschfeld. Now, Hirschfeld did strike out, but Baby got ahead of the pitch he was looking for and drove it over the left field fence. It'll stay at 0-2 here to Mount. The pitch, swinging a foul on the breaking ball to the backstop. Remains at 0-2. Faith Christian scored their run on 2 walks, a stolen base, and a beat-digger error. Again, 0-2 on Mount. And the offering. Fastball is down and away. That's the first ball thrown in the inning in 8 pitches by Stevens. Ball 1, strike 2 to the junior third baseman. Stevens looks in. And he turns and fires. In the dirt with a changeup. Ball 2, strike 2. Should be fun B-Digger baseball this week. I'll be with you tomorrow as well against Eaton here in Brush. And then Chris Braum will be with you on Thursday. I'll be in Miami for a few days attending my daughter's nursing school graduation from the University of Miami. The pitch. Fastball is high. And no radio on Friday for the non-league game against Liberty Common. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, the base is empty here in the bottom of the second inning. Brush leads 2-1. Mount has come all the way back, and he finished it off here. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled at the plate. What an excellent plate appearance by Trent Mount. Easy to get fooled. On a 3-2 pitch, he was not. He got a piece of it. 1/3 of the pitches thrown by Stevens have been to Mount in this plate appearance. It's on 27-9 so far to Mount. 3-2 pitch. Swag and a miss. Threw the fastball right by Mount, and there's 2 down. Strikeout number 4 for A.J. Stevens.
Ryan Dunker.
Here's Ryan Dunker. Dunker's come on nicely in the DH spot. Not too many at-bats this season, but starting to pick up some hits. The pitch, swing and a miss very late on that fastball on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Against this guy, you got to start really early. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Yep, late on that one. Same location, same result, same swing. And I don't know why this pitcher, Stevens, would go anything other than a fastball right now. 0-2, the offering goes fastball, but that's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dunker. He might try to sneak a curveball by him. Looking to strike out the side in the second is Stevens. The offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball that was neck high. 1, 2, 3 as A.J. Stevens strikes out the side in order. Let's head to the third in Brush. The Beat Diggers have a 2-1 lead over Faith Christian on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush 2, Faith Christian 1. As we head to the third inning, it's becoming quite evident the Beat Diggers are going to have to be solid defensively in this game. And that BJ's got to be on top of his game because even though they lead 2-1, A.J. Stevens has commanded the strike zone with 5 strikeouts. And B.J. Hirschfeld's a different type of pitcher. He'll throw a lot of strikes, but he's not going to strike out 9 or 10 a game, not against this competition. Corey Farrell, Landon Ford, and Austin Stone. All righties against Hirschfeld to begin the third, and that changeup is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. If needed, and the Beat Diggers have the lead, Matt Coe has been pretty much installed as the closer, but still got 5 innings of baseball to play. The wind, the offering. Swing and a miss. Fastball letter high. The count is leveled at 1-1. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice, the pitch, and the breaking ball is a beauty on the inner half at the knees. What a gorgeous pitch there thrown by B.J. Hirschfeld. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind and offering. Whoa, and it got him in the helmet. I don't know if that was a changeup, but it rode in and got him on the side of the helmet. Not a good start. Second consecutive inning that the leadoff man is on for Faith Christian. Here's Landon Ford, who hit a very sharp ground ball to third, and Trent Mount was able to make the play. Short lead at first for Farrow. Step off, low throw, and it's off the glove of Williams, but not far away at all. Let's see if BJ can overcome that hit batsman. He was ahead in the count. Snap throw, but up the first base side, and no chance for Williams to apply a tag. 2-1 Brush in the third on Baby Matos Garcia's 2-run homer in the first. And the pitch up and in off the glove of Garcilaso. 1 ball and no strikes. The Beat Diggers are going to have to make adjustments the second time around in the lineup. If not, Faith is going to take control of this game. The stretch and the offering, and the changeup bounces in. Again, blocked by Garcilaso, 2-0. BJ is going to have to come in with a fastball now. I know it's the number 1 hitter in the lineup, but man at first, nobody out. You're holding a 1-run lead. You take your chances here, and if you spot it correctly, maybe you get a hard ground ball at somebody. Step off, throw to first. Back and diving is Farrow. 2 balls and no strikes. You can hear the chatter from the Faith Christian dugout, the stretch. Hirschfeld with a long pause, and the pitch. Not even close. Extremely high. 3-0. Well, it looked like he might have been on his A game in the first inning, but then he walked 2 in the second inning. Squaring to bunt. It's right down the middle for a strike with a fastball. BJ is still not giving up a hit, but there's been base runners for Faith Christian. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up down the right field line. A long run for Fergus along the line, and he catches it right inside the line in fair territory for the out. There's 1 down. And again, BJ made a huge pitch there.
Now batting shortstop number 23, Alex Stone.
Here's Austin Stone.
Correction, Austin Stone.
Stone popped up to the second baseman, Peterson. And the pitch, and that ball hit him. Tried to throw an all-speed pitch, and he just turned around and got him in the bottom.
Center fielder number 10, Adam Buchman.
And that's just a sign right there that BJ is just off. 2 walks in the second, 2 hit batsmen in the third. Adam Bookman hit a grounder to the third baseman Mount in his first at bat. The pitch swung on and popped up, threw him a beautiful changeup on the left side in foul territory. Mount is over, and he drifts back and makes the catch. I tell you, that is a sign of a heck of a good pitcher. I mean, Bookman was undoubtedly anticipating a fastball there, and he got well out in front. But now you have to deal with a very dangerous A.J. Stevens. He walked and scored, Faith Christian's only run. You got to find a way to pitch either around this guy or nothing down the middle. The offering swung on and fouled back. Good swing on that fastball, but Hirschfeld's ahead in the count at no balls and 1 strike. Farrow at second, Stone at first. Both were hit by pitches here in the third. The Beat Diggers lead by a run. And the 0-1. And the changeup bounces in, but blocked again by Aaron Garcilaso. The count is level at 1-1. Yeah, this might be the best hitter in their lineup. BJ gets the sign. See if he goes all speed again. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. The first baseman, Williams, will toss to first with Hirschfeld covering. And did he get him? No, safe. He beat it out. Stevens just got down that line. BJ was in time covering, but the ball was hit off the end of the bat. It's an infield single, the first hit of the game.
Now batting left fielder number 4
for Faith Christian. Nothing wrong done on that play by Brush. Here's Michael Gubanich. Gubanich lined out on that great play made by Matt Coe earlier. Swung on line towards center field. Griffith is coming on. He's got a plate on the hop. It's a base hit. 1 run is in. Runner around third of the plate. Williams throws to third. The tag and safe. Farrow and Stone both score on the single by Gubanich. And Faith Christian now leads 3-2 in the top of the third inning. And Gubanich has had 2 very good swings.
Number 18, Gabe Hegarty.
And here's Gabe Hegarty. Yeah, Stevens at third got in just ahead of the tag of Mount. Hegarty walked in his first plate appearance 1 inning ago, so Faith has the lead on the 2-out base hit. The offering. Fastball is a strike on the inner half at the knees. Yeah, bad luck there for the Beat Diggers on that infield single by A.J. Stevens. Swung on and fisted on the right side. Second baseman Peterson has got a side spin to it. It's a base hit. He overran the ball. Throw back to second. Scoring as Stevens. It's 4-2. That took a major side spin. And Hegarty picks up the base hit. Yeah, you had to read that off the bat. And again, that's 2 bad luck base hits against the Beat Diggers, and Faith now leads 4-2. And that'll bring up Sean Hyman, who struck out looking. Hirschfeld looks back, and the offering off the glove of Garcilaso just to his left on the changeup. Yeah, the truth of the matter is that Hirschfeld made some quality pitches here. The stretch. And the 1-0. Swung on and driven into right center field. Justin Griffith is way back in the gap, trying to close that gap, and it's over his head, up against the fence. Scoring on the play is going to be Gubanich. Around third is Hegarty. He's in with a 2-run double from Sean Hyman. And Faith Christian now leads the game by a score of 6-2 with 5 runs here in the top of the third inning. And that thing was tagged. And Faith now has all of a sudden picked up 4 hits in a row. Here's Macklin Brockmeyer, who popped up to the left fielder Matt Coe in his first at bat. Yeah, this is the experience coming out. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and driven into the left center field gap, but Justin Griffith to his right will make the running catch. He had him played very well over there. And that does it for Faith in the top of the third inning. However, it's a big frame for the Eagles. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. 2.5 complete. It's the visiting Faith Christian Eagles leading Brush 6-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers had to rally from 4 down a year ago to beat Faith Christian here in Brush 14-10. Now they've got to do it again, but Faith Christian returning 6 starters and the Beat Diggers only 2. And I know I've beaten that into the ground, but that does play a role here throughout the rest of the game. Faith leads 6-2. They scored all those runs with 2 outs. Those 5 runs with 2 outs on 4 consecutive hits. The pitch. Fastball is down and away to Griffith. They're going to have to chip away here against the left-hander Stevens, who has 5 strikeouts through 2 frames. And the 1-0 pitch. That is a fastball at the knees down the middle. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Wine and Offering in the dirt. Two balls and 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and popped up on the left side. The shortstop Stone to his right on the edge of the grass, in the grass, makes the one-handed catch, and there's 1 down.
Now batting left fielder number 3, Matt Coe.
It was a base hit for Matt Coe in the opening frame. He was able to score on a 2-run homer from Matos Garcia. Since then, it's been all Faith Christian. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert in-store jewelry repairs for service, quality, and value. Shop Rominger's in downtown Sterling. Fastball is driven to right field, coming in and making the catch on the run for the second out of the inning. Rather easily for Faith Christian as Gabe Hegarty. There's 2 down. That thing was lined beautifully, and Matt Coe's had 2 very solid at-bats. In fact, he hit that one better than he did his base hits in the first inning. Here's B.J. Hirschfeld, who struck out swinging. Line and Offering. And the breaking ball is a beauty. Bell tie, it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Hirschfeld. 2 down, and the base is empty in the third. And the Offering right there. Fastball inside corner. It's 0-2. Stevens in control. He's only thrown 39 pitches, 27 of those for strikes. The veteran pitcher like Hirschfeld. He's a senior. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Threw a fastball right by Hirschfeld. 1-2-3 once again. And all of a sudden, A.J. Stevens is getting on a roll. He has retired 7 in a row. 3 complete. Faith Christian 6. Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 6-2 Faith Christian over Brush as we head to the 4th at Brush. The Eagles will be sending up the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Corey Farrell, Landon Ford, and Austin Stone. That's how this whole mess started, with Farrell getting hit by a pitch and a 1-2 count. So even though BJ was victimized by some couple of lucky hits from Faith Christian, he's got nobody but himself to blame. When you hit 2 batters, you're basically asking for it. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and driven into the right center field gap, and giving chase as Fergus cannot get to it. It's shy of the fence. Fergus gets back in. A relay throw from Peterson to the shortstop, Matos Garcia, and down at second base is Farrell. That'll go 9-4-6. Excellent defense there by the Beat Diggers. There's 1 down. But yet another base hit picked up by Faith Christian.
Batting second baseman number 35, Landon Ford.
Terrific defense. Out there in the 9-4-6, the pitch to Ford as a fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 2, the leadoff hitter. Grounded to third and then popped up on the right side. The wine in the 0-1. Changeup is in the dirt as he squared the bunt. He doesn't have that changeup command today. Throwing a lot of them in the dirt. In fact, close to double digits. We're not even through the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike. BJ comes home, and the curveball is down and away. Good bender there, but Ford didn't bite. 2 balls and 1 strike. And you got to show you can play with this team even with a 4-run deficit. The pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle. Second baseman Peterson cannot get to it. It's a base hit. Tried to backhand it to his right. Went underneath his glove. We'll call that a straight-up hit. Makeable play, but certainly not an easy one. And Faith Christian now has 6 hits in the game. Austin Stone does not have one of them. He popped out and was hit by a pitch, and he scored one of the 5 runs in the third. BJ looks in, short lead at first for Ford. The pitch, and the curveball hit him. Oh, no, he's going to stay right there. They're going to say he turned into the pitch. They're going to say he turned right into the pitch on the breaking ball, so umpire speaking to head coach Ralph Nance. It should be ruled a strike. It is. No, they're going to call ball 1. All right, ball 1. Strike was on the board, but now it's a ball. Short lead at first for Ford. And the 1-0. And that one gets through Garcilaso to the screen. Another pitch down in the zone. We'll call that a pass ball. Looked like it got there on the fly. And now Faith Christian about to extend the lead of the Beat Diggers. Cannot neutralize him right now. 2 balls and no strikes on the number 2 hitter, Austin Stone. The stretch and the offering and the benders inside. That one nearly hit him. 3-0. Man, you got Bookman on deck, but then Stevens coming up. 3-0 offering. Fastball is a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Oh, Stone's got to come back. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that did look a little bit low. That's why Stone took off. I thought it was ball 4. 3-1, and BJ comes home. Swung on and fisted towards the shortstop. Matos Garcia comes in and makes the catch. 2 down. Nice job by Hirschfeld.
Now batting center fielder number 10.
And he's starting to fall behind, but he's pitching as tough as he can. And again, sometimes just a little nubber here and then. If Stevens doesn't get that base hit when he barely beat Hirschfeld to the bag or tied with Hirschfeld, it would have been an out. It'd still be 2-1 Brush here in the 4th inning. But you extend the inning. Gubanich comes up with that 2-run single. Then Gabe Haggerty, 2 batters later after another run scored, had the 2-run double, and that's the difference in the ball game so far. Hirschfeld has just 1 strikeout. Here's the stretch. BJ comes home. Fastball is up and away to Bookman. Bookman is 0 for 2. Grounded to third and popped to third in foul territory. Off of second is Landon Ford. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up on the changeup, but over the backstop and out of play. Ball 1, strike 1. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. You can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Everything you need at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. And the offering, swung on and driven high into the left center field gap. Matt Coe is there to make the catch. And Faith Christian does not score in the top of the 4th inning. The Eagles in the inning pick up 2 hits. No errors and a man left. 3.5 complete. It's Faith Christian 6, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers trail Faith Christian 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And A.J. Stevens is probably happy that baby Matos Garcia is coming up with nobody on base.
Lining up for the Beat Diggers at the bottom of the fourth inning. Shortstop, number 12, Arnaldo Matos Garcia.
In fact, Stevens has retired, I believe it's 8 in a row, not 7. Baby hit a 2-run over the left field fence. 1 of 2 brush hits. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled back. No. That was Baby's 4th home run of the season. Stevens ready. Wine in the offering. And the curveball is low. Baby's seen the ball real well. I can tell even in this at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens turns and fires. And he takes the pitch. Yeah, he went through. The bat went through the zone. Baby thought he just turned his shoulder, but they're going to say it's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the pitch that was upstairs. Stevens ready. And the pitch. And the curveball is down and away. 2-2. Baby would not bite. Like I said, he's seen the ball real well. Even with the pitch that he kind of tried to get out of the way and his bat came through the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stevens looks in. And the pitch. Swung on and hit slowly on the ground to second. Charging his forward fields. Sidearms to first for the out. And baby Matos Garcia is retired.
Aaron Williams.
Here's Aaron Williams. Stevens right now is putting on a clinic. Williams, his first time up, popped up, and that fastball's a strike. Popped to center. Yep, 9 in a row retired by this left-hander. The wind and pitch. The changeup is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-2. Faith Christian leads in the bottom of the fourth inning. And A.J. Stevens making quick work of this Beat Digger offense. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and the base is empty. And the offering. Changeup is down and away. 2-1. Beat Diggers have their regular season home finale tomorrow against Eaton at 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSIR.com. Hard to believe after tomorrow they won't play varsity baseball here till March. Fastball a strike. On the inner half, it's 2-2 to Aaron Williams. One of 3 seniors in the starting lineup along with Hirschfeld and Baby. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball swung on foul to the first base dugout on a ball that was up in the zone. And that was exactly the 50th pitch for Stevens. So he's on his way to a complete game unless the Beat Diggers can get to him prematurely. Ryan Fergus is on deck. The sun has snuck through the clouds once again. Williams has a knack of shortening that swing, which is why he doesn't strike out often. Stevens gets a sign from Hyman. 2-2. Fastball is low. 3-2 to Aaron Williams. This game was supposed to be played in Arvada. Field conditions were not playable. But this field and brush looks in outstanding shape. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Williams. Swung on and fouled down the right side. A late swing, but he's just looking to protect, and that's what Aaron did. Remains at 3-2. It was 2-1 brush. And then Faith put together 4 hits in a row. That resulted in 5 runs, and 2 of those were infield hits. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball grounded right back to Stevens. They'll take a few steps to first and toss over there. And Williams is out number 2.
Now batting right fielder number 13, Ryan Fergus.
Ryan Fergus struck out swinging. That was his only plate appearance so far. Well, the Bee Diggers are timing out this pitcher a little bit better. Remember, he had 5 strikeouts over the first 2 innings. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. Stevens against Fergus, ahead in the count at 0-1. And the pitch. Fastball rides inside. That was maybe a purpose pitch. Hirschfeld's already hit 2 batters in the game, but now with pitches thrown that hard. 1-1 to Fergie. And the offering swung on and grounded off the end of the bat to the first baseman. An easy play over there by Corey Farrow. Steps in the bag. And that is 11 in a row retired by A.J. Stevens. Let's head to the 5th inning in Brush. Faith Christian is in control. They lead the Bee Diggers 6-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. B.J. Hirschfeld is trying to keep this at a 6-2 game in favor of Faith Christian.
Leading off for the Eagles in the top of the 5th inning.
It is A.J. Stevens, Michael Gubanich, and Gabe Hegarty. Stevens walked and singled. Scored a couple of runs as well. But his infield single was the key in this game. Because had he been thrown out at first, Brush would still be leading 2-1. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up on the off-speed, but that's headed out of play on the left side. And the count is 0-1. I think BJ's thrown pretty well today. Again, not on his A game, but certainly not on his C or D game either. And he's facing a quality lineup here in Faith Christian. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to second. Peterson's going to have to charge. He fields, throws to first, and out! Well, that was a late call. Stevens almost beat that out. And I can see why that took some time, but that was a bang-bang play from here. I thought Stevens beat it out. But it was a bang-bang play, and there's no complaining over there. Michael Gubanich is giving the Bee Diggers headaches. Pitch up and in. Because he lined out to Coe. Coe had to make a great play. Then the 2-run single in the 3rd inning gave Faith a 3-2 lead at the time. But he's up there with the bases empty. And the offering. Swung on and fouled back, and the count is level at 1-1 strike. Yeah, that would have been yet another infield hit for Faith had Stevens been ruled safe. And it wouldn't have been much of a complaint for Brush. Had he been called safe, it was that close. The pitch. Swung on and hit into left field. Matt Coe is back towards the fence. He has room and makes the catch for the out. And there's 2 down. Man, those are 3 quality at-bats that Gubanich is at. Here's Gabe Hegarty, who's walked and singled. I have that as a single. I believe it was a 2-run double hit by Hegarty. Unless I have the wrong hitter. It might have been Hyman that had that double. And it was the pitch. Down and in with a changeup. Yeah, Hegarty did have an infield single, so it wasn't him that drove in the 2 runs. It was the on-deck hitter, Hyman. 1 ball and no strikes with 2 down. The bases empty in the 5th. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. It is 2-0. Well, the game is moving along quickly. Played just over an hour. We're already in the 5th inning. And the 2-0. And the curveball is down and in. 3 balls and no strikes, perhaps thinking that he can pitch around Hegarty to get to Hyman. The offering right there with a fastball at the knees. 47 strikes, 32 balls for Hirschfeld so far. It is 3-1. And the offering. That's right there as well. Same pitch, same result. 3-2. BJ looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Get the sign and the offering. Swing and a miss. And BJ Hirschfeld with a 1-2-3 fifth inning as he fans Gabe Hegarty. Let's head to the bottom of the fifth inning with the score. Faith Christian 6, Brush 2. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 11 in a row have been retired by A.J. Stevens as we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. And the Bead Diggers trail Faith Christian at home 6-2. Now, again, one sign for Brush is that they've been putting the ball in play. A sign of progression, that is, because Stevens has 6 strikeouts in the game, but 5 after the first 2 innings. Jaron Peterson was one of the strikeout victims. Struck out swinging on a fastball. Let's see if we can get something started off for Brush. Here's the wind. The lefty delivers. And the breaking ball is right there on the outer half of the knees for a strike. That's a lethal pitch to get strike one on. 0-1 to Peterson. Wind and offering. Fastball runs inside. Count levels at 1-1. Brush Grocery Cart. Another fine sponsor of Bead Digger Sports. 1-1 pitch. Fastball again inside. Your one-stop shop, man. They got everything at Brush Grocery Cart. Grocery, meat, and fresh deli. Counters, floral, pharmacy, Western Union, and public service payments. 24-hour gas. 2-1 pitch. That's right there. Took something off it. Down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jaron Peterson. Pitch number 60 from Stevens. 40 strikes, 20 balls. JP awaits the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball tailing away. Strikeout number 7 and 1 down in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Number 7, Trent Mount.
Trent Mount had an excellent plate appearance his first time up. He did strike out swinging, but on pitch number 10. Yeah, Mount has seen 25% of the pitches and 2 at-bats from Stevens. The offering. Swing and a miss. Took too big of a swing for that fastball. Was late. Didn't have that front foot down in time. By the time his bat went through the zone, he was tardy. No balls and 1 strike to Mount. And the offering. Fastball is high. And you love watching pitchers like this perform, but it'd be nice if this were on the Bead Digger side. I mean, Hirschfeld has done a credible job, no doubt. But Stevens has gotten 12 out in a row, and that changeup is in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, just 1 mistake, a 2-run homer by Arnoldo Matos Garcia. No walks issued by Stevens. Swung on and fouled off to the right. And it looks like he's going to be able to go the distance unless Brush can do what they did a year ago and get to him in the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The base is empty. The Bead Diggers trail by 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. In Brush. The wind and offering. Fastball away, and now Mount, for the 2nd straight plate appearance, is 1 pitch away from getting on first base and ending the string of success for A.J. Stevens. The left-hander gets a sign from Hyman. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. To the right side, stays at 3-2. Such a battle against the experienced pitcher like this. Again, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Trent Mount. Wind and offering. Curveball is low. Man, he took a pitch that was nearly a strike, and that ends a string of 12 consecutive batters retired by A.J. Stevens. Here's Ryan Dunker. He struck out swinging his first time up. And Ryan swung at a 1-2 pitch that was just about neck high. Short lead at first for Mount. He won't be going anywhere against the left-hander unless it's a wild pitch. And the offering. Swung on in line to right field, going back along the line and making the running catch for the out. And the second out of the inning is Hegarty. Back to first is Mounts. Dunker hit that one very well, just in the wrong spot. And the Bee Diggers still don't have a hit since the first inning. And Ryan made the adjustment of taking a shorter swing. That's why he hit it so well. And he was just trying to place it. Here's Justin Griffith, who popped out his first time up, lefty against lefty. Stevens delivers, and the breaking ball is on the inside corner at the knee. Strike one. Mount with a short advantage at first. I don't know if Stevens is going to go over there knowing there's two down. A stretch, and he comes home. Up and away with a heater. 1 ball and 1 strike. To Justin Griffith. The sophomore center fielder. Waving the bat. Mount again with a 2-step lead. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is blocked and now gets away from the catcher Hyman to second as Mount. He read that perfectly. Had it blocked and then the ball all of a sudden scooted away. It's a wild pitch. Well, now let's see if Justin can make this a 3-run game with a base hit. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down, a man in scoring position in the bottom of the 5th inning. Faith Christian leads Brush 6-2. The left-hander Stevens at the belt. And he comes home. And that's a fastball right down the middle. Griffith has to be regretting that one. He's not going to get a better pitch than that. 2-2. He might see a curveball now. Because Stevens has a pitch to waste. He shakes off a sign from Hyman. And now time is called. All right, Griffith back in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A man at second. Stevens ready. Looks back at Mount. And the pitch. That is a called strike 3. A beautiful pitch on the outer half. And the Bee Diggers are done in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left at second. We head to the 6th inning. The score, Faith Christian 6, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the 6th inning. Faith Christian leads Brush 6-2. B.J. Hirschfeld is still out there for the Bee Diggers. 6 runs on 6 hits for Faith, 2 runs on 2 hits for Brush. Bee Diggers have committed the game's only error. It did cost them a run. Faith has left 3 on base. The Bee Diggers have stranded 1. That just happened. And the changeup is down and in to Sean Hyman. Struck out looking, then hit a big 2-run double. And that made it a much bigger lead than it is now because it was 4-2 at the time. 7, 8, and 9 against Hirschfeld. The offering. Swung on tap foul at the plate. Yeah, the difference in this game has been a couple of fortunate hits. Faith Christian taking advantage. And, of course, the number 1 factor, A.J. Stevens, throwing a gem. He has been on point. He's retired 13 of the last 14. Popped up and out of play on the breaking ball. And check that, is 14 out of 15. He has retired after Arnoldo Matos Garcia's 2-run homer. And he has not allowed a hit since then. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hyman. Hirschfeld ready. And now Hyman calls time. Back in the box. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender in the dirt. Garcilaso will have to throw to first to complete the strikeout. And there's 1 down. 2nd consecutive strikeout.
Now batting third baseman number 31, Macklin Brockmeyer.
For B.J. Hirschfeld. There's Macklin Brockmeyer. Brockmeyer in the game has popped out and lined out. And the offering squaring to bunt. The fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. BJ has now struck out 3 in the game. The number 8 hitter awaits the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees. Took a little bit off, but the count is leveled at 1-1. The wind and pitch squaring to bunt, and he takes fastball down and away. Barely missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. The bases are empty and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Have the Rockies and Padres coming up tonight from San Diego. That coverage begins at 7:30. The pitch bounced it in there. That might be the worst pitch BJ's thrown. He fell off the mound. He lost control of the grip. Now it's 3-1, but he has thrown 89 pitches, so you have to excuse him there. 53 of the 89 have been in the strike zone. 3-1. Up and away. Brockmeyer walks.
Now batting first baseman number 21.
And B.J. Hirschfeld has now walked 4 in the game to go along with 2 hit batsmen. Let's recheck that to make sure that that's accurate. Nope, 3rd walk of the game. Here's Corey Farrell, hit by a pitch and singled. The offering, swung on and fouled straight back. No balls and 1 strike. The Beat Diggers are a double play death with Landon Ford on deck. That's a big lead for Brockmeyer. Throw to first, and did they call a balk? I think they called a balk, and they did on Hirschfeld. A balk has been called. Now Kevin Fergus might be coming out for an explanation. I think it's being ruled that he did not step to first. So Hirschfeld has committed a balk because that looked like they would have called Brockmeyer out. Instead, we're looking at a man at second, no balls, 1 strike. Faith Christian leads by 4 here in the top of the 6th inning in Brush. And this should be BJ's last inning only because of the pitch count. He's at 91, but he wants to finish off this team without allowing another run. BJ settles back on the rubber. The stretch, Brockmeyer off of second, and the offering. The curveball is right there. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank. That was belt high. It's 0-2. The offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. Strikeout number 4 for B.J. Hirschfeld. There's 2 down.
Now batting second baseman number 35, Landon.
Here's Landon Ford. Is grounded out, popped out, and singled. Officially 1 for 3 in the game. B.J. stretches. B.J. comes home. Curveball is a beauty at the knees. He's got that pitch working now. No balls and 1 strike. Off of second is Brockmeyer. Ford behind in the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by him. It's 0-2. Let's see if BJ can throw that out pitch. Could be a changeup. Could be a fastball up in the zone. Could be something else. 0-2. Curveball is lined towards right field. Fergus to his left now will situate himself and make the grab. And the inning is over. Faith Christian strands a runner at second as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Faith Christian 6, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Faith Christian 6, Brush 2 as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning in Brush. A.J. Stevens has retired 14 of the last 15 Beat Diggers he's faced. I'm going to check this. It was this inning 1 year ago. Let's go back to the actual game. It was an early May game. In fact, it was on this day. 14-12 was the final score. Yeah, that Faith Christian led. They led 10-5 going into the bottom of the 6th inning when the Beat Diggers scored 9 runs.
Correction, 6th inning. Left fielder number 3.
And I know that A.J. Stevens did pitch. He was a starting pitcher. Went 5 2/3. In that game, he struck out 6 and walked 3. It's been more effective today, without a doubt. The pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away to Matt Coe. Coe singled and scored. He also lined to right. So same situation. He's got a big lead, the offering. And the breaking ball is down the middle for a strike at the knees. The count evens at 1-1. I'm sure Stevens has the memory of a year ago. 1 year ago today. It was Saturday, May 2nd. The offering. Swing and a miss and a bender down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Stevens is finding a strikeout pitch again. He's ahead of the count and Coe. 1-2. Fastball rides outside. He's got 8 strikeouts in this game. This is the inning the Bead Diggers have got to do it, considering you got the meat of the lineup coming up. 2-2 pitch. Curveball is lined foul up the first base side. Coe hit that one off the end of the bat. Remains at 2-2. Coming up is pitch number 80 for A.J. Stevens. Yeah, he did not take the loss a year ago, was given the no decision. The pitch, swung on, popped up into foul territory up the first base side. Hyman giving chase with a Farrow, the first baseman. It's out of play. Faith Christian and Brush have had battles throughout the years. 2009 playoffs certainly hurt when Faith eliminated Brush here 4-2. 1 year after the Bead Diggers got to the state semis. And that was in a district final. 2-2 to Coe. Stevens steps off. Yeah, they can ride Stevens into the state tournament. The pitch. Swung on, lined into right field off the end of the bat for a base hit. That's Brush's first base hit since the first inning. And their third of the game.
Pitcher, number 11.
And Matt Coe was able to get it. Here's B.J. Hirschfeld. He's been overmatched twice, struck out twice. This is his time. He's still the pitcher of record for Brush, regardless of what happens in this inning. The stretch by Stevens, short lead at first. And the offering. And the benders on the outside corner for a strike. That would have been a nice pitch to go the other way with. There's a huge gap in right center field. Brush has not had 2 consecutive base runners. Short lead for Coe. Can't lead too much over there. Stevens comes home. Curveball is in the same spot, closer to the middle of the plate. Hirschfeld is down in the count at 0-2. He's probably wondering, what is Stevens going to throw me now? No balls, 2 strikes. Stevens shakes off a sign, accepts the next one. Snap throw to first, back and diving is Coe. Good ball game from Brush. It would be even better if the Bead Diggers can rally. No balls and 2 strikes. BJ digs back in. And the pitch swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Hegarty's coming in. He'll make the grab. Back to first is Coe, and there's 1 out.
Now batting shortstop, number 12, Arnaldo Montes Garcia.
Here's Baby. A 2-run homer, and he grounded out. Bead Diggers still don't have 2 consecutive reaching base. Well, Coe was on when Baby hit his home run the first time up. He's on again. Stevens at the belt. And the pitch. Curveball is swung on and popped up into shallow right center field. Bookman to his left comes in, makes the catch. Coe back to first. There's 2 down. Baby got a hanger, but was a little bit out in front on that one. And that'll send up Aaron Williams.
First baseman, number 4, Aaron Williams.
Aaron Williams has popped out and grounded out. Yeah, you had the right hitters up there, but when you hit it in the air, there's little you can do unless the ball's hit over the fence or in the gap. Stevens comes home to Williams. Breaking ball down and away. And keep in mind now, 16 of the last 18 have been retired by this left-hander, A.J. Stevens. The only two to reach were Coe in this inning and Trent Mounts in the previous inning. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Curveball is a strike. Bell tie, it's 1-1 to Aaron Williams. Man, just one hit. The Beat Diggers are back in the game. But they can't get that hit. Faith Christian's only got 6 in the game. The Beat Diggers have 3. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. Stevens looks back, looks in. Oh, and that should have been a balk. Yeah, I think Williams wanted to call time. But then once he saw that the pitcher was coming home, then Stevens stopped his motion. It is a balk. Got to go all the way through. I know that Stevens was thrown off. But no time was called. Well, that ended up working out for the Beat Diggers, but now can Williams capitalize with a runner at second? And back in the box, Stevens gets a sign from Hyman. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, man. That pitch was, again, like neck high. You're not hitting that thing. 1-2. We've already got 8 strikeouts in the game for A.J. Stevens. A long pause. Pitch to Williams. Curveball is grounded left side, headed for left field. That's a base hit. Around third is going to be Coe. The throw is not going to be made towards the plate, and Matt Coe will score on the RBI single from Aaron Williams. And the Beat Diggers have drawn closer here in the 6th inning. It's Faith Christian 6, Brush 3.
Commenting right fielder, number 13.
And now Brush has 2 hits in the inning. And they scored a ton of runs off of Faith Christian with 2 outs a year ago today. The tying run is on deck if Fergus can reach. Beat Diggers now have 2 fewer hits and 3 fewer runs in Faith. It's been a close ball game. Stevens comes home. Swing and a miss. Man, you got to shorten up that swing if you're Fergie. He's trying to destroy the ball. Head looked like it was popping a little bit. No balls and 1 strike. Short lead for Williams. Stevens with the 0-1. Swung on and lined into left field off the end of the bat for a base hit. Williams to second. This is getting very interesting now because you got some power at the plate, and Peterson, more of a gap hitter than a home run hitter, but he struck out twice. And if he can figure out and get the right pitch here from A.J. Stevens, who knows? Here comes head coach Ralph Nance for a visit. Beat Diggers now have 5 hits in the game, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank on the cutting edge of banking at 321 Ensign. See what options they have available. Morgan Federal Bank, there's a difference. Yeah, this was crazy. 1 year ago, 5 2/3 innings were thrown by Stevens, and he was taken out. And then the Beat Diggers got to the bullpen. Well, he's thrown 5 2/3 now. He's given up a run. And the tying run is at the plate. Those first 2 at-bats from Peterson don't matter. This one obviously does. If he can get a pitch up and drive it out, Rush could then tie the game. Even in the gap, score a run. You've got Williams at second and Fergus at first. Stevens stretches. And the pitch. Swung on, that ball is grounded off the third base, back down the line into left field. Williams is around third. The throw towards the plate. Williams slides in. He's in there. And now the throw to third. And the ball is off the glove of the third baseman. But Fergus will stay right there. It's an RBI single for Jaron Peterson. who advances to second. Bead Diggers draw to within 2 at 6-4. So Peterson has come through for the Bead Diggers. And now the tying run is at second. And here is Trent Mount. I can't believe this is happening 2 years in a row, but Brush is not all the way back here. Mount has struck out and walked. But again, Fergus and Peterson have come through with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stevens out of the windup with 2 men in scoring position. Now he'll operate out of the stretch. Fergus and Peterson at third and second. Now time is called. Visit to the mound. Sean Hyman will talk to his pitcher. That might be an inexperienced Brush team, but not one that's quitting right now. And now, here comes Ralph Nance. Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change. The same thing as 1 year ago, 5 2/3 innings for A.J. Stevens. It's a 2-minute break. 2 minutes after this. Faith Christian 6, Brush 4 in the 6th on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Landon Ford is the new pitcher, the right-hander in for Faith Christian. Paul Hedrick is the new second baseman. A.J. Stevens goes from the mound to first base. Faith Christian leads 6-4, bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Fergus is at third, Jaron Peterson at second. Trent Mount, the hitter, is 0 for 1 in the game, a strikeout and a walk. And the Bead Diggers have a courtesy runner, Colin Cole, now at third base. If a ball gets by the catcher, Hyman, Cole's got major speed and can score rather easily. Righty against righty as Mount steps in. The stretch by Ford. Pitch to Mount. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Sometimes this is advantage to the pitcher when you haven't seen a guy like this, but Mount is a very intelligent hitter. Hyman lays down the sign. And the 0-1. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Mount thought that might have been a little bit low. Out of the stretch with 2 men in scoring position. Landon Ford gets a sign from Sean Hyman. Long pause, and now Mount calls time. And that was the right thing to do there. Taking a little bit too much time. Mount cannot be thrown off of rhythm right now. Knowing that the game could be on the line, even though it's only the 6th inning. Ford stretches. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on tap, foul up the third base side. Tried to run that fastball in on the hands. Remains at 0-2. The Bead Diggers have RBI singles in the inning from Ferguson Peterson. Again, it'll be another 0-2. Ford taking his time out there, awaiting the sign. And now time is called again. I mean, if you're going to take that much time, then the pitcher's going to be thrown off a rhythm. Here we go once again. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Mount. Fastball down and away, took something off it. 1-2. At third is Cole. At second is Peterson. Tense moments in this game in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch. And that bounces in. Well blocked there by Hyman. Like a changeup. And right there, Sean Hyman saved a run. And we apologize if our signal's getting a little bit too digital right now. Those things will happen throughout the course of a game. We just don't like them to happen right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. Let's see if Mount calls time. He does again. Yep, calling time again is Trent Mount. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. Again, the right-hander Ford comes home. Down and away. Well, that should be 3-2. Yeah, that Mount ran to first like it was ball 4. That is not ball 4. He lost track of the count. It is 3-2. Well, man, hopefully that's not a bad omen. I've seen that before. A hitter gets confused and all of a sudden, and the next pitch doesn't go so well for him. Hopefully this is the exception. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back in the box is Mount. It could still be ball 4, but he's got to earn an extra pitch. And again, time is called. Man, Ford, what is taking him so long to get a pitch going? All right, here we go. Runners take their leads. 3-2 to Trent Mount. This will be the 7th pitch of the plate appearance. Stretched by Ford. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Went with a fastball down the middle. Mount got a piece of it. It remains at 3-2. Again, Colin Coles at third. Jaron Peterson at second. Coles the courtesy runner for Fergus. Peterson drove in, Bush's second run of the inning and 4th of the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, grounded to the pitcher to his right. The throw to first and out as Ford retires Mount. Oh, a nice play on a ball that nearly went over his glove. But the play was made by Landon Ford. And Brush settles for 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the 7th. Faith Christian 6, Brush 4 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers trail 6-4. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, Matt Coe is the new pitcher. Let's hit the Beat Diggers defensively. And that should send Peterson into left field, which it does. Matt Coe is normally the closer. He did close out that game against Platte Valley. Hirschfeld, the starting pitcher, to second. But now it's anybody's game. The Beat Diggers have gotten to A.J. Stevens, and they'll have to settle this thing in the 7th inning. But first things first, you got to retire these Eagles. And if Matt Coe throws strikes, he's not easy to hit. So you can close the book on B.J. Hirschfeld. He goes 6 innings. Allows 6 runs, 5 earned, strikes out 4. Walks 3, hits a couple of batters. And there's Austin Stone, who's 0 for 2. He's popped out twice and been hit by a pitch. Here's the winding offering. And the fastball runs inside. Took something off at 1 ball and no strikes. To Austin Stone. Wind and pitch. Swung on and ground up the middle. Matos Garcia to his left behind the back, cannot get it. It's a base hit into center field. And Faith Christian has their 7th hit of the game, and first by Stone. And that's what Brush is trying to prevent. They do not want this Faith Christian team to get even one of those runs that they scored, that the Beat Diggers scored one of them back. Adam Bookman is grounded out and popped out twice. He's hit everything on the left side. He's 0 for 3. He might be scoring the bunt here. Throw back to first, and close play there as Williams applied the tag on Stone. Towing the rubber is Coe. And a pitch to Bookman. Fastball off the glove of Garcilaso. Stone takes off for second. The throw is going to be late. Pass ball there on Garcilaso. Didn't squeeze that one. He's had his challenges behind the plate today because of all the pitches in the dirt thrown early by Hirschfeld. 1 ball, no strikes, and Faith Christian is primed to get their lead back up to at least 3 runs. And a step off, no throw. But Bookman back in. 1 ball, no strikes. And Coe looks back. Huge lead to pitch. Breaking ball is grounded into left field beyond the diving mound for a base hit. Runner around third, but Peterson will get it back in. And holding up at third is going to be Austin Stone. And that's back-to-back hits to begin the 7th. And here's trouble. A.J. Stevens stepping in. And all the effort the Beat Diggers put in the bottom of the 6th inning could go for naught if Faith Christian scores again. They've not scored since the 3rd. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. Yeah, Coe doesn't have the bite he normally does on these pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. Stevens has walked, singled, and grounded out the pitch. Right there with a fastball. Down the middle at the knees. The count is level at 1-1. Runners take their leads. Coe out of the stretch. They're at the corners. The offering. Curveball is upstairs. Yeah, I'm surprised that Bookman is not taken off from first. It would probably give him the bag at second. 2-1 to Stevens. Coe comes home. Runner going. It's outside. No throw. It's 3-1. You're better off walking him now and have Gubanic up there, who's been very good today, but at least you'd have a play at the plate. You'd have a force out at the plate as opposed to now, where the Beat Diggers would have to throw and apply the tag. And now you're going to put Stevens on. And here's Gubanic. He is lined out, delivered a 2-run single, and then hit a bullet to center. For all those efforts, he's only 1 for 3. And now the Beat Diggers have the infield in with nobody out in the 7th, trailing 6-4. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball right down the middle, belt high. Gubanic wanted to hit a grand slam there. It's 0-1. Coe ready. And Coe comes home. Curveball is laced into the left center field gap. To his left is Peterson. He can't get it. It's over his head. That's going to score at least 2 runs as Stone steps on home plate. Here comes Bookman. Around third is Stevens. No throw to the plate. It's a bases clearing double for Michael Gubanic, who has 5 RBIs in the game. And Faith Christian has scored 3 times on 1 hit here from Gubanic and now lead 9-4. And that's their 3rd hit of the inning. And that probably will do it for the Beat Diggers in this game. I don't know if they can rally from 5 down. Here's Gabe Hegarty. Throw to third on the appeal to, I don't know which runner. Safe. It would be either to the second or third base runner, the ones that were at second and first. And Gubanic is undoubtedly the player of the game here for Faith. Here's Hegarty. He's walked, singled, and struck out. And Matt Coe has been tagged. The sophomore has been unsuccessful in this inning. Swung on and fouled back. Just location. No balls and 1 strike. But this game was competitive throughout, and now Faith Christian is just looking to put it away. No balls and 1 strike, and the Beat Diggers don't want to use up any more pitching after Coe because they've got to play Eaton tomorrow. Right here at 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSIR.com. The pitch. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike, knee high. No balls and 2 strikes. Gubanic off of second. And the offering swung on and popped up into foul territory. And it's out of play on top of the concession stand. Count remains at 0-2 to Gabe Hegarty. The leading agriculture lender in the area is Premier Farm Credit. The pitch. Curveball is popped up, and that's headed out of play on the right side. Member owned and committed to sharing their profits through their patronage program. Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke are the location's premier farm credit. No balls, 2 strikes once again to Hegarty. Can Coe put him away? The pitch swung on and driven high and deep into left center field and gone. A 2-run homer for Gabe Hegarty. It's their second 5-run inning of the game. The first was in the 3rd. This one comes in the 7th. And Faith now leads 11-4. And here is Sean Hyman, who has struck out, doubled, and struck out again, 1 for 3. The double drove in 2 runs at the time. It gave Faith a 6-2 lead. Brush did have a 2-0 lead on Arnoldo Matos Garcia's 2-run homer in the first, but B.J. Hirschfeld kept it at a 6-2 game after Faith took the lead in the 3rd. And then the B-Diggers scored 2 in the bottom of the 6th, but now the first 5 have all reached. Wind and pitch. Fastball's high. Now Coe might be trying to overthrow a bit. 1 ball and no strikes. Thing with Matt, he's got a live arm, but got to locate the pitch. Extremely high, 2-0. And everything has been essentially down the middle of the plate. If he can learn how to pitch more consistently, the offering up and in. 3-0. Because you have basically 2 terms out there, a pitcher and a thrower, and that knows how to pitch. But younger ones can turn into throwers, and that rides inside. It's a walk. That'll bring up Macklin Brockmeyer. And here comes pitching coach Arturo Matos Garcia. And let's see for Faith Christian. Colin Stone for Faith. Where's
26,
is up at the plate now. And he will now bat for Faith Christian. On the left side for Brockmeyer. And now you want the game to go as fast as possible. Yeah, we normally go off the web here at 6 o'clock, then we put it back on if we have a live high school event. So we apologize if we've lost you for any time here. Throw back to first, back in diving is Hyman. They had 9 men sent to the plate in the 3rd inning. Already 6 here, and they've all reached in the 7th. Stretch by Coe. And the pitch. Fastball's way outside. Since giving up the 2-run homer to Hegarty, Coe has yet to throw a strike. Throw back to first, back in diving is Hyman. One ball, no strikes. Stretch by Matt, and a pitch. And that's a strike with a fastball in the outer half. It's 1-1. 11-4 Faith. Throw back to first, and again back in diving is Hyman. Hirschfeld's going to be the tough luck loser in this game unless the B-Diggers put together a miracle in the 7th. Fastball's way outside. Yeah, I mean, Coe's not even pitching right now. He's just trying to throw it as hard as he can. Man, these are growing pains. He's a very good right-hander, but these are growing pains you go through. The pitch swung on, grounded right side. Second baseman Peterson. Check it. Hirschfeld to second for the out. 4-6 in the fielder's choice as BJ makes the play. And that's only the first out of the inning. But they do get the lead runner. And here's
number 33,
Paul Hedrick. His first plate appearance. Stretch by Coe. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Threw a fastball right by Hedrick. It's 0-1. 3-run double by Michael Gubanich and a 2-run homer by Gabe Hegarty have accounted for the 5 runs in this frame. And the offering, curveball is right down the middle for a strike. It's 0-2 now. Coe's doing some pitching here. That's what he wanted earlier in the frame. No balls and 2 strikes. But again, location being a key. Goes without saying, even though I just did the pitch. Fastball runs inside. Count is at 1-2 to Paul Hedrick. Hedrick digs back in. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a sweeping breaking ball, and Hedrick strikes out.
Now batting
2 down.
Number 35, Landon Ford.
For Landon Ford, who's grounded out, popped out, singled, and lined out. This is the 9th batter of the inning. Throw to first, and they nearly picked him off. Oh, back and save. Had the throw been on the second base side of the bag, Stone would have been picked off. Yeah, this rally started with a hitter on deck. And Austin Stone, with that base hit, then it just kept on going. Now to throw back to first, nothing doing. Still awaiting the first pitch is Landon Ford. The stretch by Matt Coe, the right-hander. The pitch swung on and fisted on the right side. Second baseman Hirschfeld has got it on 2 bounces. Throws to first. Side retired. Faith Christian, though, scores 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Faith Christian 11. Brush 4 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
On the 7th inning. The designated hitter.
Faith Christian 11, Brush 4 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Dunker followed by Justin Griffith and Matt Coe. Against the right-hander Landon Ford. And to try and close this game, he came in with runners at second and third in the 6-4 game. The pitch. Fastball a strike. Dunker struck out. And then lined to right. He's 0 for 2. Yeah, only his 3rd plate appearance, even though we're in the 7th. And the 0-1. And did he wave at that breaking ball? He did, according to the home plate umpire. It was on the outside half. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore, followed by 2 other sophomores in Griffith and Coe. And the pitch, fastball, just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The game is at the 2-hour mark. Ford ready, gets a sign from Hyman. Here's the wind and pitch. Upstairs with a heater. Ball 2, strike 2. Dunker awaiting the pitch with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And here it is. Swing and a miss and a sweeping breaking ball, and he strikes out for the 2nd time in the game. There's 1 down. 9 strikeouts by Faith Christian pitchers. 8 by the starter, A.J. Stevens. Here's Justin Griffith, who has popped out and struck out looking. He's 0 for 2. Line and pitch. Fastball is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. May Diggers will have to rebound tomorrow against the number 1 team in the state, the Eaton Reds. 1-0 pitch. And that ball gets to the screen. It tailed inside. 2-0 to Justin Griffith. Serving area bean grower since 1921, Trinidad Benham. At 522-3595 for all your dry bean needs. They're proud supporters of Northeastern Colorado sports, Trinidad Benham. 2-0 to the Beat Diggers center fielder. Ford ready. Ford comes home. Swung on. That ball is grounded to third. A routine play. Throw to first is going to be in time for the 2nd out of the inning as Macklin Brockmeyer made the play.
Now batting pitcher number 3, Matt Coe.
Matko has singled, lined out and singled again. He scored 2 of the Beat Digger runs, and he's up there with 2 down and the base is empty. At one point of the game, A.J. Stevens, the starter, retired 12 in a row. Landon Ford has gotten out the first 3 Beat Diggers he's faced. Matko has been a tough out today. Swung on. That ball is fisted foul off to the left. As Coe has accounted for a third of Brush's hits. Faith has more runs than hits, 11 runs on 10 hits. Beat Diggers have 4 runs on 6 hits. The 0-1 pitch from Ford, and the breaking ball is upstairs, and the count levels at 1-1. This is the toughest week of the season for Brush, considering they've got Eaton twice, and today's game, which we knew was going to be difficult, based on all the talent Faith Christian had coming back from a pretty good team a year ago. Not as good as Brush, but certainly a good, solid team. 1 ball, 1 strike. Landed at Ford. Comes home. And the curveball is a beauty down the middle. Belt high. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. And Matko waits. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, right back to the pitcher off the end of the bat. To first is Ford. And the game is over. A 1-2-3 inning for Landon Ford. And Faith Christian defeats Brush in Brush 11-4. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll wrap it up after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beat Digger Post Game Show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your headquarters. For all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed, Mr. D's Ace Home Center. Faith Christian wins the game 11-4, 11 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 5 left on base. For the Beat Diggers, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base. The winning pitcher was A.J. Stevens, striking out 8 over 5 2/3 innings. The loss went to B.J. Hirschfeld. Time of the game, 2 hours and 7 minutes, as the Beat Diggers did grab the early 2-0 lead on a 2-run homer by Baby Matos Garcia. Faith Christian would then score an unearned run in the top of the 2nd inning. And then the key at bat of the game to me was in the top of the 3rd, 2 down, runners at 1st and 2nd. And Stevens hits a dribbler to first. Williams throws to Hirschfeld covering, but Stevens beat it out. And they were able to capitalize as Michael Gubanich hit a 2-run single. Gabe Hegarty had an infield single scoring a run. Sean Hyman with a 2-run double. It stayed at 6-2 until the Beat Diggers came back at the bottom of the 6th inning as they got RBI singles in that frame from Ryan Fergus and Jaron Peterson. That brought Austin Stone to the hill. He was able to retire Trent Mount on a grounder right back to the mound, and then Faith Christian blew it open in the top of the 7th inning. A 3-run double by Gubanich and a 2-run homer from Hegarty. They improved to 9-4 on the year. The Beat Diggers fall to 10-5. Brush back in action coming up tomorrow right here against the Eaton Reds. Beat Digger Player of the Game brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. We'll give it to Baby Matos Garcia with his 4th home run of the year, a 2-run homer in the 1st inning. Outstanding job as always from our sound engineer and producer Julie Garcia. I'm John Beltran with a final score. Faith Christian 11, Brush 4 until tomorrow afternoon when the Beat Diggers take on the Eaton Reds right here in Brush. You have a great night as you've been listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.